To no one, Starbucks has not solved racism in America. I was sure they were going to do it. The company nixing its plan to have baristas race together on the coffee cups after just 1 week. Here now is Bruce Turkel from Turkel Brands. Peter Shankman is back as well. Bruce, remind me again, how many Starbucks are there in inner city projects?
You know, cynicism is a great way to look at this, Melissa, but there is another way. And I'll tell you what, Howard Schultz has not been wrong that often, so I'm not so sure I'd be quick to bet against him.
Okay. Peter Shankman, what do you... Now, I saw a statement earlier today that he was saying, you know, this was only supposed to last a week anyway, so they didn't really give up on it. It just ran its course.
Here's the thing. You know, Starbucks is the #1 employer of minorities in the country. So, on the flip side, you have all these people saying, well, why aren't you talking about race? Why aren't you talking about urban development?
Because you're supposed to sell
and
coffee.
And the flip side, you do it, and then you do it, and you have people say, look, when I go to Starbucks in the morning next to my apartment, the only thing I want to say is give me my coffee before I cut you. That's it. I don't want to have a conversation about race before I've had my triple, quadruple,
no, in fact, it's really dangerous.
It's very dangerous.
You ask people, you know, sort of hot button questions as you're like holding their coffee hostage. You're like, no. I mean,
this is a very hot beverage. Tell me what you really think.
I mean, it's there's so much physical danger involved in this, Bruce Turkel.
First of all, I order my coffee black, so the first thing I'm doing is bringing race into it anyways. Second of all, coffee shops
sometimes black coffee is
just
just
why we
black.
Can't have nice
cafes in Vienna and the salons in Paris have been the hotbeds of thought. And it makes sense for Schultz to upgrade the quality of his image, of his thought leadership with this. And by the way, let's just point out, Melissa, since you always say let's follow the money, their stock has gone up $3 since the campaign started. So I would drink a cup of coffee to that.
Hemingway never hung out in the Starbucks.
I don't know. I mean, I'd like to see their sales from this past week. I don't know if they've posted that. I mean, while they've been, you know, threatening to start conversations with people who wandered in looking for caffeine or a little Rice Krispie treat, which is also my favorite, I wonder how many people chose to just skip it and go, you know, somewhere else.
You got to also wonder, what are other companies going to do to match this? You know, what's Pret going to start talking about?
Oh, gosh.
You know?
What, you think they're going to up the
other issues in America? You know, Pret's going to start talking about things happening in the South versus the North. I think that at the end of the day, you know, it was a smart idea on paper, very ill-conceived in the real world.
Why is it a smart idea on paper?
It's a smart idea on paper because it's a way to publicize Starbucks. It's a way to say, hey, we're getting involved. We employ thousands upon thousands upon thousands of minorities. We want to help people talk about it, things like that. But when you don't think these things through, say, you know what, it's 7:30 in the morning. I'm already late. Just give me my mocha. Do I really want to discuss this? It wasn't thought out in the real world.
Out of control CEO is taking his eye off the prize. Real quick,
McDonald's did almost the same thing, where you were supposed to call your mother or drop your pants or dance.
Calling your mother is not talking about race,
That's
Bruce.
what they talked about. No, but it was some way to get interaction with customers. And Starbucks is doing it in a way that maybe doesn't seem quite so gratuitous. Whether you like it or not, you don't have to participate.
No,
I think they're onto something
I just want the food or beverage that I pay for and go on my
Listen, if you don't participate, then you're a racist.